What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday afternoon. Gyiraszin down there counting his bills.
I'm counting my money. I'm going to win tonight because them Royals are chalk again. Every day I wake up, I'm just going to sit back and do this. Every day them Royals are chalk. I'm just going to sit back and do this title. So, hey, we already know what we're going to talk about here. Come on, I can't wait. It's going to be a good time.
You absolutely nailed it yesterday, Gyiraszin. The show was good yesterday. Bubik, Ober, we like chalk at pitching. We narrowed down the pitching pool. The Dodgers, all over the Dodgers. I will say, though, missed on the Cubbies. Two of the best offenses in baseball, win blowing out a little bit. I mean, it definitely made a lot of sense, but man, I did not expect that explosion from the Cubs. A's game kind of got there late. I know you're talking a little pre-show. Someone moves up to the 2-hole. It's usually a good sign. Langford moved up to the 2-hole. He went deep. Hey, 8-game slate, 4-game early slate sweating out, 8-game main slate. If you are on FanDuel, I will say 10 games over there. So 7 p.m. Eastern start time on DraftKings, 6:45 Eastern start time on FanDuel. An extra 2 games. Content will be up. We will have a FanDuel core, cash core, of course, always on the slate plan. We're going to talk DraftKings, though, these 8 games right here at 7 Eastern. How are we doing, Gyiraszin? Sounds like pretty good, but the Royals busting yesterday and chalk again.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, they just don't have any power. You take Bobby Witt out of that lineup, and it's just make you want to throw up on your shoes. You know, like, no thanks, man. I'm going to let everybody else play. Every day, if it beats me 1 out of 10, I'll still laugh about it and be like, I'm cool with my decision. So I think, you know, I mean, to me, it's good. But I got to complain real quick yesterday. So one thing I like to do, I tell some people, like, figure out who the shit bullpens are. Like, obviously, last year, the White Sox sucked. But if the White Sox ever got up like 2 runs in the first third of the first 2 or 3 innings, dude, I was smashing the live bet on the other side. Like, I didn't care who it was. Like, you'd get 2 to 3 to 1 on your money. I mean, and you only got to win that. You know, like last night, the Dodgers were down 7-4 in like the 4th inning, and I was like, dude, smash the Dodgers right now at plus 470. Those Cubs bullpen sucks. Literally 2 innings later, it's 10-7 Dodgers, and I'm like, dude, this is great. And then they fucking blew it at the end. Amaya hits a home run, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, ties it up, and then the Dodgers can't score in the top of the 10th, and then end up losing. I was like, you know, that's some bull crap. That's like going to the titty bar, getting all excited and going home with no money in your pocket. It's bullshit.
That is some bullshit. Just on the bachelor party, I knew plenty of people that left with that same feeling right there. Hey, on this slate, so again, we are sharing our partner optimizer, SaberSim over here. Hold on, first before we get into it, Rick Roll, what's going on? Kenny's in here. Travis Duarte. Appreciate everyone hanging out. So jumping right into the slate. Look, we're obviously sharing SaberSim, the partner optimizer, the best out there. Again, I hid any pitcher that was projected below 10. I don't want pitchers projected below 10 on an 8-game slate. I'm going to take the average of SaberSim and SHIPIT Nation for the ownership and the projection right there. And we can see, just sorting by salary, we do have one pitcher at the 10K range, no one above 9K yesterday. But still, the pricing it's fine, I guess. It's just, I wish they did Wheeler at 11K earlier this morning. So maybe it's just the nature of the slate. By far, though, I do think, sorting by ownership, Logan Webb will be the highest owned. Definitely the best ballpark, the best weather to pitch in, the best real-life pitcher on the slate. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a little more, especially in single-entry stuff. But I think that's probably about right. And then we go down and we see, I don't agree with this. I don't think Festa will be 2. Maybe. I think it'll probably be Lorenzen for the 1,500 savings. So you can get KC bats if you want to spend up for some of the guys. Texas bats will also be chalk. Like the Trouts of the world, Corbin Carrolls of the world, stuff like that. So I think it'll go Webb, Lorenzen, and then it'll be Festa, Freddie. And I think these are the 4 clear chalk guys. And after that's pivots. And then I think, again, for bats, Texas and KC will be the chalk when it comes there. So always like setting that blueprint so you guys know kind of the broad slate overview. But 8K, actually, we're not even going to go 8K and above. We'll go, you know what? This is what we're going to do, Gyiraszin. Looking at SaberSim right now, you see it. You want to start with guys that I can just completely cross off from the list and then go from there and talk about the guys you do like. Because when I hide pitching projected less than 10 on this slate, it goes a long way. Or, man, you know what? I'm gonna keep circling back. I'm going everywhere. Because pitching projections are pretty low today, I'll move that at 8, and then it adds a couple guys down low. And now we can go Matthew Boyd at 8K all the way up to Logan Webb at 10K. So let's do that, 8K and above.
All right. Well, I mean, 8K and above with Boyd. I mean, I don't really want to go to attack the Dodgers, especially, after last night's freaking softball match. So I'll just, I'm going to leave that one be. Heaney, I'm a little worried about with all that righty power there against the Angels, even though he's been pitching fairly decent. But I just don't see, where I'm getting any upside. Bradley against Arizona. Arizona does not strike out much. It's just becoming a team we're going to have to stay away from, especially with righties. Arizona walks a lot. They don't strike out at all. And, obviously decent lineup. So Bradley scares me. Festa now, I think, is getting a lot of love. I mean, obviously he's playing the White Sox. The White Sox suck. Colorado sucks. So obviously we see that. I'm going to see that on every slate, going forward. But Festa, for me, is interesting. But, dude, I'm worried about his pitch count. He's had 76 pitches and 64 pitches so far. And that's very concerning for a guy that's, getting some, going to be in the top half of the pitching ownership here today. So Festa really worries me, especially on FanDuel, because I don't think he could be really efficient, and I'm still questioning if I'm going to be able to get a quality start. So a win is in play, obviously, if he can get through 5 innings, but I think that quality start is something that really worries me. Erod's been pitching pretty well. I mean, Tampa has no power against lefties. I think Erod, to me, is more interesting than Festa. I think Festa will be probably a little higher owned than Erod, or be close, as you kind of see there. So, I think Erod, to me, I think is interesting. We've already seen him have, a pretty big game already as far as Ks. He had 12 and 9 sandwiched in a 5 and a 3. So you don't really know what you're getting out of Erod, but I do like his consistency. That Tampa lineup is terrible against lefty. So that's why I kind of bump him up. Peralta against San Francisco. I think, to me, that's kind of like a pivot or a wild card here off of Webb if you're looking for that. But I just I don't really want to attack San Francisco here either with Freddie. It just kind of worries me a little bit. And in 2, Logan Webb, you got the same game. You got 2 guys going up against each other, which, we do like to see. I think this one definitely could be a pitcher's duel. You got over under 6.5. Every other game's 8.5. This one's literally 2 runs under every other one. You got 2 guys with decent strikeout props. So if I had to choose one, Logan Webb by far would be my favorite. He's pretty obvious. Dude's come out. Both of them actually been pitching really well, but Logan Webb's been pitching really well. 12 Ks, 10 Ks, 2 out of his last 3 starts. Guy's been looking good. Pitch counts there. That's why I got Webb the number 1. He's got the longest leash. He's going to go 100 pitches. So, none of these other guys, the Festas, I don't see that. So that's, to me, what is very concerning for me to call somebody chalk, who I think's, barely going to get through a 6th inning. And as much as I laugh that the Royals are chalk on the hitting side, is as much as I'm going to laugh about Lorenzen being a chalk pitcher on this slate here for I don't care who the hell they're playing, man. That dude has no upside. He's no, I don't care if he's 7,300 or not. Title, I really don't care, man. He got 2 points last time against the Tigers, 102 pitches. It is my Tigers. I get it. They're one of the best teams. Let's be real.
You think they're one of the best teams in baseball?
The Tigers? Yeah, absolutely they are. It's more on the pitching side, but they're definitely in the discussion. If I was, a betting man, which I might.
Yeah, what do you mean? If you
I might have bet on them to get to win the American League. It was pretty good bet. It was like 13-1. How do you not bet on the team with the best pitching staff in the league at 13-1? It seems simple.
Did you do it?
I already bet it, yeah. I look for little odds like that. Like I said about betting against shitty bullpens, man. They give up, get a lead 2 or 3 runs. Let's bet against the bullpen. That's what's fun. So, but Lorenzen, man, I'm not into it. No thanks,
just
man.
Just wait on Lorenzen, 8K and above. You did great. We're gonna get to the Lorenzen 8K and below. I just want to add my quick thoughts. So the one guy added back in that you said X was Heaney. And the really only reason for that is I just wanted more pitchers than 5 pitchers up here. the two clear pitchers on the slate for me, Logan Webb, Freddie Peralta, for the exact reasons you said. They're in the same ballpark, best pitching ballpark on the slate. The weather, it's the coldest on the slate. 6.5 total. Why? It's 8.5, 9s. I think 1-8 all across the board. K-prop, Freddie has the highest on the slate, 6.5. There is juice on the under at -160, but after that, the highest on the slate's 5.5. That's Logan Webb on the other side, -135 on the over. Then we get Festa, 5.5, -125 on the over. So my clear three favorite pitchers, it's Freddie, it's Webb, it's Festa. And you did make good concerns with Festa being one of the chalkiest and the pitch count concern. And that, like right here with this projection at 1607, SaberSim is assuming that he's going to throw 83 pitches roughly. If that was 71, that goes way down. And then he doesn't become nearly as good of a play. So I do like Heaney as a pivot in between Lorenzen and then the Festas of the world. His K-prop is actually good, as it usually is. It's 4.5 -160 on the over. Heaney's one of those guys like a Kikuchi, or like a Robbie Ray. You could play him and you can stack against them on the exact same slate. On a slate where I don't love pitching and I'm seeing 12%, I just can't really find others on this slate that I think at ownership that they can go up and get me 23, 24, and you will absolutely need them. So that was just the one I did add back in. But you can see when Gyiraszin is talking, like I love Logan Webb. I would eat that chalk and have a bunch. There's plenty of teams up here to circle through. I like Freddie at ownership. I would be overweight on him. You liked Erod. You made good cases for him. It sounds like he's the Andrew Heaney for me. Definitely would be in the pool. I made sure to get overweight. You didn't like Festa, so I capped him at his ownership. And then I added Heaney in. But I don't love him enough to like want to make sure I jam him. He would just be in my pool where I will let SaberSim do its thing. And then from there, I'll be like, oh, SaberSim likes him a lot. They're giving me 30%. I'm rolling with it. Oh, SaberSim hates him. They're giving me 0%. All right, I'll lead with Gyiraszin. I'll lead with SaberSim. I kept him in my pool initially. Now I'll take him out. So that's kind of how I'm doing it right there. Before we go 8K and below, Little Neck, shout out to you yesterday. Very nice words, learning a lot. He turned like $74 Gyiraszin, like 950 yesterday.
I saw that. Oh,
yeah. Shout out Little Neck, always in here grinding. One of the best NBA minds, always in the Discord too. So appreciate that.
You know, I gotta say real quick, Title. I know Title does too. We all do at SHIPIT. You know, like we love to see our family win. You know, like we like to see that. You know, like if we help you get along the way. You know, like man, even that. You know, he sent us a message in the Discord. You know, like I always like those messages. It just makes you. You know, makes you feel good, makes you happy. So yeah, we're rooting for every one of y'all to win. So like, man, we love every bit of it. So, but yeah, let's keep it rolling, man. I think we got us a pretty decent slate we can look at. I mean, the pitching here, I think we got nailed down pretty good. I think it was kind of like yesterday. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have too many chalky options, and we didn't think there was anybody that was really going to kill us or blow us up. I think it's kind of the same way today. So yeah, I mean we're on it, man. I was already counting my money. We don't like the Royals. I'm already counting my money, Title.
For sure. So let's go down to 8K and below. And again, shout out Lyle, shout out Metro Broom, Devin Davis in here. So 8K and below. You already started talking Lorenzen. He will be the chalk down here for sure. You already shitting on him. I mean, 28% Michael Lorenzen, 24% I capped him at, which is under. Yes, he is playing the Rockies. He's a big favorite, good win equity. You can keep talking about that. I want you to talk about Bowden Francis at 7,800 because of our guy Andrew Martinez, and then anyone else you have interest in 8K below. Otherwise, I'm going to start crossing people off if you don't have interest.
I mean, really down here, just looking, I think Bowden Francis is definitely somebody that I'm going to look at. I mean, he's got reverse. He's plays 27% K rate to righty, 17 to lefty, so it's like a 10% difference. And, you know, I mean, they're going to throw pretty much a complete lineup of righties at him. So I don't mind this one at all. I think that one is an interesting pivot, especially for the price you're going to get, 7,800. I mean, I really like that. And then, too, you know, what I like about him, too, is he did only have 77 pitches before, but he's been in the 90s every other one. So we're not having to worry about that 80 pitch count mark there. I mean, he's getting up there in the 100 pitches. So definitely like him. Down there at 7,300, I'd keep him in my pool. I mean, I'd rather play him I'd much rather play Bowden Francis than Lorenzen. I mean, 10 times over. I wouldn't even think twice about it. And then Rocker too, Kumar, Harold and Kumar goes to White Castle. I think he's interesting. I just don't like that park, man. I sat up last night, my old ass, and watched that game, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, I felt like they were playing up at the high school field. Like, the fans are sitting on the hill out there, like they're, like they rolled up on their bikes and shit with their blankets. It's weird.
Like it's like spring training.
Right. It's hilarious. But I mean, that field, Semien, the one he hit should have been a double, and it would have been a double in any other stadium. It just kept going and went right over the fence. And I was thinking, man, how this dude's 2,500 in a stadium like Coors Field, like he's so underpriced. It should be $3K in that stadium, just like they do for Coors. But
he's
either way,
FanDuel, by the way, people.
Right. So FanDuel, right. So Marquez though, dude, I think it's sick. Like, if you really want to be sick today, you could play Herman. They're the Royals, man. You can get a little bit of leverage on the Royals chalk. Like, I think Herman is going to shut them down, man. The Royals are not good. They're not a good DFS type numbers. If they got a 5-team total, it's going to be all singles and doubles and a couple stolen bases. You're not going to see any 3-run homers and a couple homers like what we need. But Herman, that's definitely a roller coaster. You might have to eat a gummy and go outside and smoke an infused fatty, to stomach that one. But if you're multi-entering a few, I think that one could be interesting, really, especially at the price.
His ownership too. Like, when Gyiraszin saying this, we haven't projected 1.5%. He is 5,300. I cap him at 5% right there. You're allowing yourself to get over 3x the field. So we ain't saying go 10% Marquez.
Right. I'm not saying get crazy. Sure. I'm just saying put him in your pool.
Yeah.
Like, I would put him in the pool for sure. So, because you know what, if you want some Cubbies bats or some Dodger bats or whatever you might want later on in the show here, you might have to pay down a little bit at pitching, even though there are some decent options. But really, for me, I think Bowden Francis stands out above, way and above. And then I would have put Kumar ahead of Lorenzen too. So I put both of those two ahead of Lorenzen, who's going to be way more chalkier than them two, is the way I feel about it.
So no Gusto, no him, Rocker, Lorenzen, France. All right. So this is the pool that we narrowed down. Again, you didn't even love Heaney much. You don't like Lorenzen. It sounds like if you had 3 teams, you wouldn't play anyone. I never really chalk pitcher. I could just force myself to get underweight. And then when you do eat more chalk at pitching, maybe that's when you play a little lower owned stuff at bats. But 8 games slate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pitchers. For me, what I would do, I would X Marquez. I would X Rocker. Yeah, that's probably what I'd do. I would probably keep it with those 6. And again, majority of my lineups would have at least one of Logan Webb and Freddie Peralta. Pitching, like in baseball, it's the highest variance sport by far. But a lot of the variance is in the bats. There's definitely still variance at pitcher, but it's a lot easier to predict pitchers than it is than hitters. So if you succeed 3 out of 10 times hitting, you're a Hall of Famer. You can have a lot more control. Pitchers are a lot more steady. That's why a lot of the big names stay big names for a little while till their arms toast. But I wouldn't play Marquez. I wouldn't play Rocker. From there, I would play those 6 pitchers. And again, Webb, Freddie, by far my favorites. I think Heaney's an interesting pivot. You talk some sense into me with Erod as a solid pivot up top. But what you are saying, if you do want 5-man Dodgers or all the Cubs or expensive bats, you might have to dip down here a little bit. You like Francis, so I guess I would say he's my favorite pivot down below. Again, I wouldn't play these two, but all the direct leverage.
Noting title, small weather concern over there in Kansas City. So Ross still has it completely yellow. So he was saying there's supposed to be a storm surge a little bit north of stadium, but they could see a delay, could see it like settle down in. So kind of got to keep your eye on that. So that could affect Lorenzen's ownership as well, getting closer if it looks like it could be rained out. So kind of keep your eye on that. If that could affect it, but I don't want no part of him anyway. I'm hoping it's clear sailing. Everybody plays him. Let them play him and let the Royals, let everybody stack the Royals up 5-man too, 4-man, whatever y'all want to do. I don't, go ahead. I'm just going to laugh at y'all.
Yeah, I think the weather should be fine. I don't see orange yet, but you are right. It is the worst weather we have on the slate for yellow. I didn't see orange, so I didn't say anything. Last thing for me to wrap it up, then I'll throw it to you. Is Taj Bradley, is he better against lefties and righties? Splits look really pretty even. He has more actually K stuff against lefties by like 3%. After that, though, walks are the same. Hard hits pretty much the same. Fly balls, ground balls. It looks like pretty much as even split as you can get. Strikes out a little more to the left side of the plate. Wrap up pitching, Gyiraszin. Give me your top 3, and then we'll move to bets.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's pretty easy. I mean, Webb, I like Webb by far on top. I like Erod over the pivot that everybody's going to be on Festa. Like I said, I'm just concerned about his pitch count. And then I'd probably go with Bowden Francis just because how cheap he is. I think Francis might be my favorite play on FanDuel, actually, at 8,700, fairly cheap. Instead of me paying, I get Francis, 2,000 cheaper than Logan Webb. But I got Erod sitting there too at 9,300 on FanDuel. And go back to FanDuel real quick. I want to mention there's some pretty good offenses in them 2 games. You got the Red Sox and Orioles too. I think that if they were on the DK slate, would be top stack. So just want to mention that real quick in case you're diving in over there. But yeah, I think for me, I think Francis would be kind of the wild card there. But I think pitching is fairly easy today. Webb, Erod, Festa, Peralta, Francis, and then Lorenzen's going to get played. I think you're only going to see like 6 or 7 guys getting kind of ownership.
Yep, I like it. Don, with how much Gyiraszin like Francis and with Lorenzen's ownership and the pricing that does get you, I'd be fine with it because it gives you all the money to spend up for bats that people playing Logan Webb and Freddie together can't get. Even like Logan Webb and Lorenzen, I would make sure to probably zero up my money or get closer to the $0 mark since you're kind of flipping a pitching build. So I would make sure I am spending up for those bats, stacking, of course, still not just one-offs. I'd be fine with that on this slate. All right, we're transitioning to the bats. Again, we just shared our partner optimizer, SaberSim, by far the best out here. As you can see, multiple different options for SaberSim, core package, starter package, and ultimate. As you see for the core, usually $99, you can build 250 teams, see 150 and late swap. Use the code DGen75 though, usually $99. Take off $75, just $24 for your first month. And you get SaberSim, like we said, and you get access to the best Discord in the community where you can find Little Neck and so many others in this chat. Again, DGen75, $75 off. I said it yesterday, a couple days ago, but I wish this was going on when I was a sophomore in college, a freshman in college. Instead of having to pay $90, $85, and that was just like an optimizer alone. Optimizer, all the content and Discord. We said right from the beginning, our goal was pay less for content, play more in your contests. I mean, it's not even close. I don't pull this one up too much, but you can tell right here, looking at other competitors in the industry. Again, you guys are consumers, do whatever you want with your money. $99 though, pretend that says 24 because that's what it is for the first month. That's over $100, and for some places, $200+ that you are saving using the code DGen75. So again, if you're in the DFS streets, you haven't tried Chip Nation, no better time to join and give it a try.
I think what makes us different though, Title, if you haven't joined, I think we all do a pretty good job of trying to explain strategies and try to explain things differently. That's why we're showing you our tools. Like how many sites even during these shows, I watch some of our, competitor stuff. I mean, I enjoy it. I think a lot of smart people out there. I mean, the more smart companies like ourselves that are out there pushing the DFS product, the more players we'll have in the DFS world. So, I always cheer everybody on, but I mean, I think we're a little unique showing our tools, showing you how to do, talking about what we talk about, I stick to my things. I try to, just interject and try to talk about, strategy stuff. I that's what I think is cool about what we do. And, we show so many of our member screenshots. I mean, how many other companies they're showing members once a week, and there's like 20 of y'all that got more than a couple grand, 20, 50 grand. I mean, it's weekly, man. What sooner or later your name's gonna be on that tweet. I can almost guarantee it.
Yep. Hey, talk about someone who's on the tweet every single week. Our man Hebrew Cheetah, shout out to him, another 25K yesterday. Man, that dude just sleeps and money pours on him. So shout out to Rio. And yeah, I mean, our goal here, like we said, pay less for content, more in contests. We also want to teach, build a process. People say that, but then they don't do anything. We literally go to more in education 3 hours of NFL, 4 hours maybe of NFL content, like 2 hours of PGA content, hour and a half of MLB, hour and a half of MMA, 2 hours of NBA. We are teaching different segments. If you have a live final, if that's your goal, a live final segment, you have to play that differently than cash, differently than a 100-man tournament to a 2,000-man tournament, etc. There's a lot of great nuggets in here I'd recommend checking out. And again, like this tool right here, this is the gold. I love this stone in every sport, but you got ownership, projection, hitter rankings, pitcher rankings. We do show a lot, but no, I'm not going to show Gyiraszin slate plan or all of our hitter rankings lined up or our stack rankings or Rio slate plan down here. Put a lot of time in it. So definitely still keep stuff for our members. But yeah, we want to show stuff. And the stone, it shows everything. By far the best tool out there in the business. So yeah, appreciate the words over here. We're going to get back to this though. I wanted to show, you were talking FanDuel quick. We're not going to touch on these two games, but so these are the two games FanDuel's including, Nats, O's, Red Sox, Mariners. Just look at the run totals. 5, almost 6, 4.6. Those are definitely games you do not want to ignore on FanDuel. Very big totals in that. They're going to get ownership. And again, we will have a FanDuel core in the MLB slate plan. You get 3 cores and you get the cash cores. You will have a FanDuel core there. You will also have my FanDuel cash core in there as well. Hitter rankings apply to that. Stack rankings also you can see for FanDuel stuff. So just wanted to point that out. Do not ignore these first 2 games on FanDuel if you are playing over there. All right, Gyiraszin, first game. Is it going to absolutely go off like yesterday, 8 p.m. Eastern? 7 p.m. Eastern, excuse me. Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Matt Sewer, Matthew Boyd on the mound. It is looking like a bullpen game for the Dodgers. What total are we at? 9.5 in this one? Why isn't my thing refreshing?
Yeah,
we are at 9.5, minus 112 on the under. Cubs small favorites at minus 115. What are we doing in this one?
I mean, yesterday that one was a surprise, huh? I mean, I'm still pissed off that the Dodgers said losing 7-4. I'm like, dude, this Cubbies bullpen stinks. Best team, hit lineup in baseball. I'm getting plus 470. I'm hitting it. Boom. 10-7. I'm laughing. I already had the money.
It was a circle jerk in the Discord. All y'all were doing it.
Right. I mean, we were all like, jerking it. So I mean, it was a good time for a minute until that jerk Amaya had to hit a home run there at I literally sat up and, laying there on the couch and watching MLB. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Like, okay, we got the 10th, let's get it done. That don't happen. But I mean, I think this game's definitely interesting, really. I mean, for sure, the Cubby side is, I don't generally particularly like to use, go with offenses against bullpen games, especially one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. So I think that's a little bit concerning.
Wait, the Cubs got a good bullpen or bad bullpen?
Who, the Dodgers?
No, the Cubs.
The Dodgers have a good bullpen. I'm talking about the Cubs offense.
Okay, my bad.
I do like the Cubs offense here today, though, even though it is against that Dodgers. I like both sides of this game again, actually. So I think you're still going to see ownership going to that A's and Texas game, just like we did yesterday. It's the Coors Field. So obviously we're going to see that. But I really like the Cubs offense here today. So, I don't mind it at all. I think maybe the Dodgers will leave a reliever hanging to dry there for a couple innings at the beginning. And hopefully we get some runs scored. But I just have a pretty good feeling that Cubbies team has been absolutely smashing. But now on the other side here with the Dodgers, which I do like too, you got Matthew Boyd. He's not a strong, he's not a fastball type pitcher. He's going to throw junk up there. His ground ball percentage is way higher, almost double to left-handers than it is to righties. He does give up fly balls. So, I mean, with some of the decent weather here, especially some of these Dodgers have some pretty good fly ball percentage. Will Smith is always going to have one of the higher fly ball percentages in all of baseball. So when I get a guy like that, I'm always looking at Will Smith for my Dodger stack. So I definitely like some Will Smith here today. I like some Mookie. I always like me some Mookie. Probably even get the wraparound there, even with the bottom of Kiki. Do you love me? We get me some pages there at the bottom. I think we got home runs all up and down here for the Dodgers. I think this game here is about the only game I legitimately look at in my own brain to say, how many times this game would play could keep up with that Texas and A's game. I think this one could do it again here today. So, do we have a repeat? it's possible. Do I like to chase recency bias in baseball? Generally not, but I think this one here is definitely one we can play on both sides. I think the Dodgers overall probably be more popular, and I think maybe that's why I might be leaning a little bit more Cubbies. But yeah, I mean, both sides. And Cubbies been stealing some bags. I mean, we could. This one here has got all kinds of DFS goodness in it.
I'm with you, man. It's just two of the best offense in baseball. Like, Imanaga just might not be very good at the end of the day. We were all over it yesterday. I thought Dustin May at least could suppress this offense a little more. I mean, I don't care who the Dodgers are throwing out of their bullpen. Like, I will ride these Cubs. I think 5-man in the Cubs are just fine. Kyle Tucker is out of this world. A lot of the stuff in this game, though, if you are doing what Don said earlier, Lorenzen Francis, you jam 5-man Cubs, you jam 5-man Dodgers. Someone mentioned earlier, Texas bats are so cheap if paying up. That's the chalk roster construction. Pay up at pitching with Logan Webb and pick whoever else. Pay down or then go to 5-man Texas stack. They're all too cheap in a Little League park. So you got to get a little different doing something else, and that is flipping the complete build. Like Don, if I was to do Lorenzen Francis, I'd be more likely to 5-man stack one of these teams, or at least 3-man stack one of these teams, like Ohtani, Mookie. Actually, I don't want all the lefties. Ohtani's fine. Mookie, Teoscar, something like that, and you can spend a lot there. Kyle Tucker, Suzuki, Michael Busch. You're overspending, but you have the money and you're getting on a different build that way. So, there's Ben.
Yeah, I didn't see the lineup being official. I mean,
okay, well, we have it. We have it projected right here. So when this does get updated, it must have came out. I'm not trying to look at my phone and the lineups come out, but when this does get confirmed, that's a little downgrade, actually. That kind of stinks. But yeah, projected. So no Will Smith in the lineup. It literally just came out a minute ago. Let's look at it. And they're saying this Ben guy is going to start. My guess is I have no clue. Ben,
he'll go an inning or two.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking too. It looks like a bullpen game.
Man, the way the Cubbies been hitting just overall, I mean, they are just. I mean, they're a 540 slugging percent. There's only two other teams, even in the 500s, the A's and Yankees, and they're only at 5.0s. I mean, the Cubs are just smashing the baseball here. I mean, their OPS is 909 in the last. Again, they're just been smashing. So it's like, dude, like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Just ride hot teams in baseball. So no Will Smith, Austin Barnes down here in the 9 hole. I don't love it. It makes it cheaper. We have Pages move up to the 6 hole where Will Smith usually hits. Conforto's still there. And then Miguel Rojas is in for Kiki playing third base. Does that do anything for you? No, yeah, downgrade.
Kiki don't love me today.
Does that do anything? Would you play Rojas?
I mean, you know what, though? Barnes? Dodgers, too, like when they start mixing up the lineup a little bit like that, when you get a lineup, you're like, hey, why are they doing that? Dude, pinch hit risk. That's immediate alarm for me. Like, you know, like you might thinking, you're getting a guy there and nothing more frustrating, especially since they know they got a bullpen, they got a lefty. So, that could definitely they could get into that bullpen there of the Cubs, which I don't think is very good. But, this one here, 9.5, that A's and Oakland game or Texas game is also 9.5. The only 9.5, two highest totals on the slate. So, yeah, I think you got to basically this game will probably have half the ownership of the other one. So right. I think that's why I think this one here stands out and why I would have both of these two teams ranked fairly high.
Yeah, PCA is awesome. Man, that bomb yesterday was you didn't say bomb necessarily, but you said he graded out really well for you. So definitely had a great game. All right, let's keep it rolling. Twins and the White Sox. We are looking at a 8.5 total. Big favorites are the Twins, biggest on the slate at -270. Couldn't imagine clicking any of these White Sox. As far as the other side, though, man, do I dare say it? I'm gonna say it. Twins are my favorite stack on the slate. I know it's scary. I'll throw it to you. I mean, bullpen's cheeks. Bryce Wilson, that dude ain't good at nothing, absolutely nothing. But it is the freaking Twins. And then I look at ownership, pretty high, but there's some higher out there. The Royals, Texas, maybe Oakland, but they're high. Then their hitter rankings suck. So it's scary. But yeah, I mean, this Bryce Wilson dude is garbage. Now you're going to say that my take's garbage. So why am I wrong?
No, man, I was looking at, who I wanted to be my top stack today, and I was debating between a couple, and the Twins were definitely in the conversation, and I was like, no, I don't want the Twins to be my top stack. Like, I just can't do that.
It's
I'd
scary.
rather play the hottest team in baseball, so I'm going to roll with the Cubbies, but, dude, the Twins are right there. I mean, this guy, as you mentioned already, Bryce Wilson stinks. I mean, he doesn't have much of any kind of ground balls either side of the plate. He walks too many dudes. I mean, you got Buxton there in the middle of that lineup that I think is looking pretty good here today. Definitely would want to get after some Buxton. But, yeah, I really like these Twins. That White Sox bullpen stinks. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind it at all. I just wish, obviously we'd have a better park. It'll be a little warmer for us. But, here in Michigan, it's like 80-something. So maybe we do. I didn't check to see with the weather. But, man, the Twins got a really healthy team total too. So
65 degrees, wind blowing out a little bit. Could be worse for sure.
Yeah, it could be a little better. I mean, here, we got to have to get out the the sunscreen, the PF60 or whatever the hell that shit is. So I don't burn my pretty face.
Sunscreen. Just get the sun exposure. You'll be good. Your body will get used to it.
Yeah, I try to get the sun exposure much as I can. You gotta. I enjoy all of nature, the plants. I enjoy the sun. I enjoy, the natures of the nectars of the gods. So
I didn't peg you for much of a hiker. You like hiking?
I'd rather ride my bike.
Yeah, I figured.
I haven't really done much hiking, but the wife gets me out on the bike, and she'll usually get a half mile in front of me, and she's got to wait for me, and I'm usually like, why you gotta go so fast? I keep telling her pedals are bigger or whatever in mine. She don't have to pedal as hard, but then she rides my bike and she's still way far in front of me. But I usually are burning one. She's usually way up. I'm usually toking along, having fun. But yeah, I mean, riding bikes are fun. It's good for you, especially at my age. I got to get my ass out there and do something. But yeah, I'm 100% agreeing with you. Let's roll with some Twins here. As one of our top stacks. I just won't call them my favorite stack, but we're going to be attacking these White Sox. I mean, we got a game total 8.5, so definitely want to get after some Twins here. And Buxton by far would be my favorite.
2 through 5 by far my favorite. Buxton, Keishel, Larnick, Correa, Ty France is fine too, but yeah, 2 through 5 would be my favorite way to approach it. All right, favorite time of the show: Kansas City Royals, as you can see right here. 90% when you add everything else up. Taking on the Colorado Rockies, Herman Marquez, Michael Lorenzen. So Lorenzen's getting ownership, and you don't like it. So can we get any one-off mini stack bats against a little chalk? Royals side, you said obviously you hate the Royals. You can say what you want. But then Herman Marquez, you said you had a little interest. He doesn't grade well in the pitcher rankings. But yeah, I will say for chalk, Royals, not the best in terms of the hitter rankings on the slate. So how do you see it?
I just don't like Lorenzen's upside at all. I mean, I don't care if it's the Rockies or not. The Rockies do have a lot of strikeouts in that lineup, but guys sitting here at 16% to righties, 20% to lefties. He's going to see pretty much probably 2 lefties in the whole, maybe 3, Moniak, McMahon, and Martini maybe. But so I just don't like his upside as far as that goes. I mean, if I was going to be looking at anybody, he does have a heavier ground ball lean to the right side, 42%. Fly ball percent about the same, 26-ish to lefty, 25 to righty. So, some of these guys that do hit the ball up in the air, I like Goodman sitting here in the 3-hole. You can get a cheap catcher there if one off. Taglia's got fly ball percentage in the 36% range. So I don't mind that either here, but Lorenzen here, not saying I would stack the Rockies. I'm staying away from a chalk pitcher that I think has no upside. So for me, it's kind of simple, to not want to play somebody like that where we had other few guys that I think, had a little bit more upside. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. Now, as far as the Royals go, we already know how I feel about that. I let everybody else play the Royals when this shit keeps happening because they cannot hit home runs to save their damn life. Like they're not going to, I don't feel they're going to win me a GPP. I mean, you can cherry pick maybe a mini stack if you wanted to go like with Witt and maybe Perez or, whatever else. But, just kind of looking at Marquez to begin with, Marquez is actually a little better. He's decent against righties. So, I mean, really to go after Marquez, you'd rather have a lefty here. So, but man, I mean, yesterday I was laughing. Drew Waters hits a home run and it's a double. It's like his first home run of the year. It's like, like you expect me to stack a team with a bunch of dudes that don't even have like 2 home runs. Like they got like 5 or 6 between them in the last like 2 weeks. Like I'm not playing please every day let the Royals be chalk. When I told you yesterday, every day I wake up and see the Royals chalk tide, I'm thinking, man, it's going to be a good day. I'm starting to count my money already, Title. So, let them play them at 20%. Yesterday they were around in the mid-teens. Bobby was 20-some. Let them all play them. I mean, I think that's a mistake. And literally yesterday, if you were in some of the single entry stuff, you literally saw what like some of the situations where we talk about like. I mean, it really came down yesterday for me to my one-off. I played Matt Chapman with that game stack, that Texas-Oakland game on FanDuel. My one-off was Chapman. All he got was a double. But you had a few other dudes that were, one that did fairly well that end up beating me. So that's why I lost. I came in 5th, or I'd have shipped that thing. I just lost because my one-off didn't hit a bomb or do nothing for me. But, yeah, I think this one here, I'm not interested in any Royals. No. Let everybody else play that. If it beats me, it beats me. I'm cool with it.
I like it. Let's move down to the next game. First, though, hey, for all the smiles, for all the laughs, for all the game theory talk and stuff like that, all we ask is a like button. Helps us out a ton, and a big subscribe button right there. Going live on this channel almost every single day. You get notified when we go live. So, again, like button, subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Next game, Houston Astros, Toronto Blue Jays. 8.5 total, minus 118 on the under. Straight pick 'em, homie, minus 110 apiece on both sides. So we had a little interest in Bowden Francis. Not too much on the Ryan Gusto side. If you like Francis, are you not going to be playing any Astros? And then Blue Jays, they don't grade out very well in our hitter rankings. But no one is above 5K, guaranteed 9th inning at bats. Very low ownership. Can you make a case for either side?
Well, I'm kind of feeling the Blue Jays are the Royals part 2. So, they don't have any power either for me. I mean, they got a couple bigger names. I mean, Vladdy, you think should be hitting some homers, but, on the season, I was just looking just to double check. I was right. The Royals have 12 homers. Blue Jays have 13. I mean, the Yankees have 41. I mean, leading the league. I mean, what a huge difference. Like, just big difference. So, I mean, yeah, the Blue Jays for me are going to be in that Royals category till they can get their head out of their ass. So I'm going to leave them alone. As far as the Astros go, I do like Francis a little bit here. I'm not going to try to go too deep into the pool and try to pull a rabbit out of my hat here on this game. So I'll just leave the Astros side alone. I think there's enough games here to go after. I'd rather play Bowden Francis than any of these Astros.
I like it. Not a spot I really want to 5-man much either. All right, let's keep it going. Next game on the slate, Pittsburgh Pirates and the Los Angeles Angels. 9 total in this one, minus 118 on the under, minus 135 for the Angels to win. So again, I mentioned it right at the top with Andrew Heaney. I think he's an interesting pivot with getting very little ownership at 12%. That'd be part of my pool. Part of my other pool is let's 5-man stack against Andrew Heaney. He can give up fly balls. He can give up power. His K stuff is all right. Going over to the Angels, not grading out great as a team for the hitter rankings. I think Mike Trout, Soler, even Taylor Ward, I think Ward bombed yesterday. Right here, 1, 3, 4 look really well or look really good. Don't mind Logan Ahope in the 5-hole. To be honest, I'm going to ask you, I like the Angels. Again, it's either Heaney goes out, lets up 2, gets you 6, 7 Ks, 12%, I'm good with it. Or he just walks and gets shelled to start, and the Angels just keep running over their lineup. You get the worst bullpen for the Pirates, etc. If I am 5-man stacking the Angels, is there anyone you would leave off for that you don't like? Pirates side, I don't know. I definitely don't want a 5-man stack it. It's mini stack, one-offs at best. And yeah, you can always play O'Neal Cruz, but he's $5,800. I prefer other spend-ups like a Trout on the other side if having to pick. So not sure how much I like the Pirates Angels, though, start with them. Anyone you do not like, and then do you like them as a stack?
I mean, I'd lay a little caution. Heaney's a guy that he's just a really good real-life pitcher. He's only given up 1 home run all year so far in 25 innings. I mean, he just doesn't get blown up. He did give up 4 earned runs a couple starts ago, but he's going to be around 100 pitches. I looked at the sample size of some of the Angels here so far this year against lefties. They really haven't seen too many lefties this year. I think it's like one of the lowest in baseball. So, but I mean, they got some, guys that aren't high priced that definitely have some home run upside. Ward, Soler, O'Hope, Paris, Odell. I mean, and then Trout. I mean, they got some guys there. But I'm just really afraid. I think I'd rather have the Angels more of like a mini stack if I was looking and not a full 5, just because I just respect Heaney a little bit more. I think that, he's a guy that just doesn't seem to get really blown up. So I think there's some other spots here today that I'd rather go after. Then I think I'm pressing it, trying to, jam in against Heaney against the 2 games that, that are shining today, that Dodgers-Cubs game and that Texas-Oakland game. So I think it's more of a really big reach here, to go with the Angels. Now, if this was a righty, I really like the Angels against righties more so. But I this one here, I lay a little bit of caution.
That makes sense. So my thought quick, and I'll ask you a question. Look at the ownership. They're implied for 5 runs. 50 is their ownership. 85 cumulative ownership right here. A's has less total, pretty much the same. The Royals that we just talked about, or 70 for the Twins. 90 for the Royals. You're getting like 1.8. You're getting a big discount. Is that pretty much what I'm trying to say for the Angels with a good team total against? Yeah, you're right. I mean, last year he got beat up a lot more, did Heaney. He can be a little wild though. Again, part of my portfolio, Heaney at low ownership. Part of my portfolio, Angels at pretty low ownership is how I like this. What I'm going to ask you, and I'll throw it right to the next game, D-backs, Rays. Very similar, just looking at run totals. Looking at ownership, even lower for the D-backs than the Angels. Very similar, though. Who would you prefer? And then do you like the D-backs? Do you like the Rays?
I mean, Taj Bradley's, that's pretty – I really like the D-backs. Going forward, Naylor, Carroll, Gurriel, Sanchez, they all have obviously power that we like. But Bradley, I just worry about Bradley. He does strike out more lefties than he does righties. So, but I don't think this is the day today to attack somebody like Bradley with Arizona. As I mentioned, Arizona, they're very patient. They don't strike out much. They're going to put the ball in play. But, Bradley's a good pitcher. I think there's just other spots. As I mentioned, I think there's 4 teams in those 2 games that, are going to probably end up being in one of the winner's circle. And I think this one here would be more of a reach to try to get to like Arizona here in this one.
That makes sense. If I am playing Freddie and Logan Webb, or I'm playing whoever the chalk, who else? Lorenzen and Logan Webb, or Lorenzen and Freddie Peralta, I do think these are 2 teams that I'm going to look at to get away from Royals, to get away from Twins, to get away from the Oakland game, just because they're just getting overlooked a little bit with the solid team total. Again, 5 runs are applied for. And again, a lot of it's the bottom of the order people don't want to touch. I will say, though, the hitter rankings are definitely standing out. Not that there's no one person that's great. Alec Thomas looks pretty good down below, but no one looks bad by any means. So I don't know which one I prefer between Angels D-backs. They're 2 of my favorite pivots on the slate. It's 8 games. Other teams are getting a lot more steam. I think their ownership stays in check. Again, they're not going against the worst pitchers, but solid weather for the Angels. D-backs obviously play at home. Very fine hitters park. I like both of them as 5-man stacks in less chalky teams. All right. What I don't like, Gyiraszin, real quick. Brewers Giants, 6.5 total. I'm playing both pitchers. Under a little favor, too, at -112. Any one-offs, anything in this game?
No. We'll just pass on this one. 6.5 total, way more. There's just, it's ugly.
Oakland Athletics, Texas Rangers to finalize everything. 9.5 total in this one. -112 on the under. minus 112, minus 108. The A's are very slight favorites in this one. So it's not as high as we had yesterday, these team totals. There's no Patrick Corbin on the mound, etc. JP Sears is actually a real life pitcher, if you want to call him that. We talked a little bit about Kumar Rocker as well. What stands out to me, though, is these A's in this park, that's their ownership. If that's the case, I got to play. And they're not going again. Like Kumar Rocker, whatever he is right now, like he ain't no Jacob deGrom. He ain't Logan Webb. Freddie Peralta hasn't been great, but he's still not even close to a name like that. He's 6,900 at the end of the day on DraftKings. A's aren't getting ownership. Ballpark's phenomenal. Late night hammer. Then you look at the other side, double the ownership. You get these Rangers. I don't know how you really can click on these Rangers much. I'd much rather the A's at the ownership discount. Just in baseball, that ownership alone on an 8-game slate, when you had almost half at the Diamondbacks, almost half for the Angels, 20% less for the Twins, who I like more in a vacuum. If they beat me, they beat me, but I don't love the Rangers much.
I mean, you look at Kumar. I mean, he's given up 13 earned runs in 18 innings. It's not like we're looking at some Cy Young candidate here, but I mean, he's strikeout to righties are 22%, 28% to lefties. So he does have more of a ground ball lean to righties too. He's at 63% to righties, 40% to lefties. So lefties here stand out. 26% fly ball rate to lefties, where it's only 20% to righties. I mean, Butler hit a home run last night. Soderstrom's obviously taken off pretty well. You got Blade. I don't mind. So yeah, I do like the A's, especially as you mentioned with some of these the ownerships. I'm not really a fan of that Texas bullpen either. The A's bullpen really isn't good either. So this Texas team, you did mention not really wanting to attack
Well, not that I want to attack. It's just at this ownership with I just like other spots on the slate more. Like everyone's gonna go. Look at the pricing. This is why. 1, 2, 3 guys above 4K. Everyone else below. Like you can go Webb. You can go Logan Webb. You can go Freddie Peralta. You can go Mike Trout. You can go Taylor Ward. You can jam Semien. Someone said no Seager. Is that true?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, so he's not going to be in the lineup. So that makes the lineup even cheaper. Makes it worse, but it makes it cheaper. So long story short, they're just so cheap. They're so easy to fill everything around. Their ownership, they're going to be the highest on the slate.
Well, at least they set Jock Peterson. Jeez, Pete, somebody roll him a kickball or something. Let him maybe get a hit. Somebody put it on a tee for the guy. I mean, we don't need to have any kind of, we don't need him going kind of deep place or something. Dude can't even. It's like 40 some at bats. Like I'm starting to feel bad for him. But yeah, I mean, I looked at Sears. 3 of his 4 starts have been on the road too. So he's only had the 1 start, which he had against the Mets, and he only went 4 innings. He gave up a homer. He went 100. He threw 100 pitches in 4 innings. So, I mean, we get into that A's bullpen here. I definitely like some Rangers, but I think the A's for me stand out. I like the Rangers too a little bit because they're getting that extra at bat, the 9th inning, blah, blah, blah. But man, I think this game here is definitely in play with that first one with the Dodgers Cubs that we talked about. But I do like as you said, I do like the A side a little bit more, but man, them Rangers are really cheap. I think that's why you're going to see a lot of people going to them because, if they pay up for the Logan Webb, they're going to see a team all the optimizers are going to take people to the Rangers because of those cheap salaries and so forth. So I think the Rangers are definitely going to be fairly chalky because, Wyatt Langford yesterday got bumped up that 2-hole, boom, hits a bomb as we talked about. So, Berger can hit a home run. They get Peterson, which was the road bump. Obviously, they take him out the lineup. So we'll see what happens there. But man, that park, when you're just watching it, it just looks small. Even like it just looks weird.
Yeah. So a lot of people talking about Nick Kurtz, one of the best prospects in baseball. We thought he was going to be in the lineup yesterday. He got called up, was in the lineup yesterday. But you're talking about Rocker, who gets beat up by lefties. Kurt's a big lefty in there, has massive power. Definitely looks like a strong play at 3,500.
He's a number 4 prospect in baseball. He's a big boy from what I hear. Big boy.
That means any pop-up in this park, that might carry a little bit and might just each over the fence. Yobi likes the Pirates today. All right. Definitely going to be very low owned. Any final thoughts on this one, Gyiraszin? I think we covered it pretty well. We know the top 4 pitchers in terms of ownership are pretty clearly Logan Webb, Michael Lorenzen, Freddie Peralta, and David Festa. And I think we know where the clear chalk is with the Rangers, with the Royals. And then I'd probably say the Twins would be number 3 if I had to guess. 8-game slate. Last thing I do want to say, remember, FanDuel, those 2 games that start at 6:45 Eastern. 6:45, yeah, 6:45 Eastern. Very, very good ones to take bats in as well. Again, what are the totals of that one? Give me a second real quick. 9.5, juice on the over for the Mariners game, and then 9.5, -112 on the under for the Nats and the O's. So if you're on FanDuel, do not forget or ignore those 2 games. Final thoughts, Gyiraszin, before we get on out of here?
Yeah, good slate. Let's keep it rolling. We all had a little bit of fun last night, and let's keep it going here. We got, obviously Twins, Cubs, as you mentioned. I like Dodgers, Rangers. I'm out on the Royals. Everybody else can play the Royals. A's are in there for me too. But, as you mentioned, FanDuel, Red Sox overall would be the number 1 stack for me on the whole entire slate if they were in. So kind of like them over there on FanDuel, but that's where I'll probably be playing tonight. So probably have me a little Red Sox. But, I think we got a nice slate. We'll be back here tomorrow too, get to talk some more baseball, which is kind of fun. But let's kick some ass. Get us one of those. Let's get us a timestamp on that. Let's get us our name up there, a little money stamp on that. Congratulations to the winners for next week. Let's get us our name up there. That's what we're looking for. But we're gonna call Michael W. or Jake. They're gonna get their name on there this week. So
yes,
let's get it rolling here. Let's count that money. Let everybody play them Royals today. We don't want any Royals. Let everybody else play them Royals. We don't want nothing to do with them Royals.
Absolutely. No Royals. Let's hope they do what they did yesterday. Yeah, we'll got to see what DraftKings does for their slate tomorrow. If it is a pretty solid one, it'll be you and Big Nades. I will be headed to the NFL draft. Very excited for that in Green Bay. That's going to do it for us here, though. Again, Gyiraszin MLB slate plan will be up. NBA, still 3 games. Big boy prizes. Nobody better in the business. Rio has a slate plan up. Showdown contest, also massive. Rio, 25K yesterday. Showdown slate plan. Definitely check that out as well. NASCAR on Sunday, MMA on Saturday. We do have our show tonight as well if you want to give it a try. Good luck, everybody. Great show, as always, Gyiraszin. For Gyiraszin, I'm Title Town. Be safe. Hit the like on the way out. Good luck. Peace. There we go.